everybody, and thank you so much for joining and watching the Daily Drop podcast. I'm your host, itzmeKortni, Courtney with a K. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching on Spotify or if you're watching me on YouTube. I appreciate your time. So today we are discussing the Real Housewives of Potomac, and we are on episode, I believe it's episode 17, the 50 Shades of Shade. And oh, excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Let me just go ahead and put a disclaimer out. It's not COVID. I just have some sinuses going on. It's crazy that this is where we are. This is where we are in 2020 right now. That you cannot just sneeze, cough, or have any kind of allergies or anything like that going on. Or people going to think you have COVID. Everybody backing up, getting 50 feet. Nobody want to be bothered. But on a good note, if you're ever trying to get rid of your company, or if you just want to clear a room and having people scatter like roaches do when the light come on, just sneeze. Everybody gonna leave. Nobody gonna stay. They all gonna leave as soon as you sneeze. Everybody gone. Everybody gone. But no, for real, y'all, my sinus is really acting up. So just bear with me. So let's get into it. And oh my gosh, where do we even start? There was so much going on, and oh my gosh, this episode was just packed with so much. They were right. 50 Shades of Shade was the perfect title, because I think it was more than 50 Shades of Shade. But I'm going to try to, not have y'all here forever and, just talk about some of the shadiest moments, I thought. So, first off, Ashley told Giselle and Robin that she would agree to do a statement for Monique. So if you haven't been watching, Monique and Candace have a ongoing case for assault. They had a physical altercation. It really wasn't that bad of a fight in my opinion, but we're not going to get into that. So Candace is pressing charges against Monique, and she wants this girl in jail. And I personally didn't think it was that serious. And Ashley don't either, but Ashley is her friend. She don't think nobody deserved to go to jail. So she agreed to do a character statement, and she told Giselle and Robin. Anybody who watched the show know Giselle cannot. I was like, oh my gosh, Ashley, why did you tell Giselle and Robin before you told Candace? Like, oh my goodness. I felt for Ashley in that moment the way you feel. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you said something and you like overspoke and you like tried to do the storm out, but you really wasn't in a position to leave? Like, you really couldn't go nowhere, but you already said you was done, you leaving. You like, oh shoot, why did I say that? That's kind of how I felt for Candace. For Ashley, when she told Giselle and Robin, I felt like she hadn't just did a dramatic storm out exit and forgot she didn't drive and had to come back in. Like, yeah, I thought I was out, but I'm back in. I was like, no, why did she do that? But thankfully, you know what, it all worked out, because to my surprise, Giselle and Robin did not spill the beans. They actually allowed Ashley to tell the story. And boy, when Ashley told that story, whew, man, Candace is good for crying all the time, but baby, Candace was feeling, oh my gosh, she was not feeling the fact that Ashley agreed to do this character statement. She was so mad. And to me, I just don't understand how she could get, I get it, but I don't get it. How could you get so mad at Ashley for agreeing to do this statement when, for one, Candace and Ashley don't have no real friendship. That's no secret. Anybody who watched the show know them two are not the closest. Secondly, the same thing that Candace is doing to Monique, Ashley could have done to Candace, and she didn't. So Ashley could have tried to press charges or take some legal actions at the fact that Candace tried to assault her with a weapon. Now, some people argue that it was just a butter knife. But the same way you say it was just a butter knife that she threw at Ashley and just didn't hit her, I kind of feel like it was just her head just got hit. Okay, the fight was Monique pulled Candace's hair And you know, and she had her head up on the table. You know, take a little Tylenol, get your rest, and you know, you all right. If you all right. Monique had a glass to her lip. If I had to guess what pain probably hurt more, I think I'd rather bump my head. I'm clumsy. I done fell a couple of times. Okay? And hitting my head against the wall did not compare to any time I had my little, because you know, back in the day I used to like going out, y'all, and so I used to take my shoes off to dance, especially if they play Back That Thing Up. Oh my gosh, anybody that know me know that is my song. And if I'm wearing the right kind of heels, sometimes I gotta take my shoes off. And when you in the club, sometimes they got glass on the floor, but when you in the moment, you're not thinking about that. So yeah, you know, I've been cut with glass before just from taking off my shoes and dancing on the dance floor. And I'll tell you, I'd rather hit my head than get cut by glass any day. So I say all that to say, I found it interesting that Candace is so upset about Ashley, you know, trying to stop Monique from going to jail. But, like, you okay with putting Monique behind bars, but you not okay if Ashley was to try to put you behind bars for what you did to Ashley, or, you know, the fact that Monique is countersuing because both of them did harm to each other. Candace hit her with the wine glass. Monique grabbed her hair and she hit her head a couple of times. Take it how you want. So that's that. So the next thing, like I said, this episode was packed with the shade. Packed with shade. The next thing that got me was Robin did not put Karen on her website. Was anybody else kind of taken by that? I was like, y'all think Robin was truly just being a businesswoman, or do you think Robin was being shady? I kind of think Robin was being shady. I was like, you know what? Because Giselle and Robin run as a pack, okay? And Giselle and Karen have not been on the best of terms lately. They've been shading each other. Yeah, you need, like, it's so damn shady over there. No need for umbrellas. Just a whole bunch of shade between Giselle and Karen every episode. So it doesn't surprise me that Robin would shade Karen and not put her on there. But when I looked at those hats that Robin's selling, there ain't nothing wrong with them. They just look a lot familiar from some hats I seen in my grandma's closet. Now my granny is in the 80s, she old. But that's the kind of hat she liked to wear. Now, Karen is fly. She not like your stereotypical old, you know, like older person. But she ain't really that old, but, you know, older than Monique and Ashley and myself. But if I was Robin and I was selling some hats that my granny would like to wear, I probably would have kept Karen in that photo shoot. Yeah, I probably would have kept Karen. And the pictures that they show, Karen looked cute to me. And the fact that you didn't see her face as much, to me, was better, because now the focus is on the hats and you're selling the product. But Karen has very beautiful bone structure. So I thought she should have kept it. But I want to know, do y'all think Robin was just being a business person and not to, you know, trying not to take it personal, not to offend for a friend, just looking out for her business, and truly felt like Karen didn't represent her brand well, or, you know, she just really didn't like the photos? Or do you think she was trying to shade Karen? I think she was trying to shade her, but I want to know what y'all think. So the last thing that I want to get into is Wendy. Now, I'm not saying that I got a problem with Wendy, but I kind of feel a type of way about Wendy being so strongly opinionated with a group that she's just meeting. Like, to me, Wendy kind of remind me of that new kid on the block, like the new neighbor that moved in, and then, you know, they got the couple on the driveway that's just talking to each other loud, and this may be how they communicate with each other, but the neighbor done already assumed they arguing and kind of put their nose in it and, you know, got too close and like, hey, what's going on over there? All up in the business and, you know, all trying to figure out the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor, like, you know, just doing the most. I'm like, come on, Wendy, let's just, you know, excuse me, y'all, I told y'all I ain't got COVID, but I got these allergies. Just pump the brakes, Wendy. You are just getting to know the group. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If Wendy already know the group better than I know, like, did she already have mutual friends with them? prior to coming on, because all I know is she's new to the season. And I'm like, wow, to say she's so new and you so strongly opinionated and saying that Ashley is a snake. You don't even know Ashley well enough, from what I know. I mean, you just started the season, to be calling Ashley a snake. And I'm like, ain't this some stuff? Now, we could have called Wendy a whole bunch of things, because one minute you talking about, oh, I would never, I am a doctor. Address me by Dr. Wendy. I would never represent the African American community like that, because I don't believe in playing into stereotypes and sounding like an angry black woman. But if you rewind the tapes and go back to early in the season when Monique had her birthday festivities at the cabin and Ashley came with Baby Dean, Wendy acted every bit of the stereotype. She was very aggressive, very abrasive, all in Ashley's face, and did not know her like that. Didn't even know that Monique told Ashley it was okay. It wasn't Ashley's fault that Monique gave her permission to bring her baby, and that you assumed that the baby should not come, but you didn't ask if you could bring your baby. You just assumed. But you got real mad at Ashley, but you got the nerve to turn your nose up to Monique and actually criticize and judge Ashley for doing what she's doing to her friend. You ain't no better than all the people you talk about, because early in the season, you too have a different side. And who knows how things would have really went if the cameras weren't rolling. And who knows if Wendy would have truly apologized had so many people not pressed her to apologize. She did not immediately apologize to Ashley. She took her sweet time apologizing. So I just want to know, am I being too hard on Wendy for feeling like I don't think there's nothing wrong with her having an opinion? She's a cast on the show. She definitely needs to make her mark and make sure she come back next season. So she do need to say something. But I think she needs to just slow down. She don't need to say as much as she's saying and coming in so strong. I just personally feel like she don't know them well enough to be so judgmental. But what y'all think about this? So let me know, and make sure, if you haven't done so already, you click like and subscribe so you can tune in with me every week, because we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. And let me know what else y'all watching and what other shows you want to talk about. Bye, y'all. And if you're listening on Spotify, thanks for listening. And if you're riding in the car, and sometimes that YouTube be buffering, find me on Spotify at the Daily Drop Podcast. I'm your host, itzmeKortni with a K, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.